Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over the different tier levels of credit cards that are now available through the Crypto.com application. This is a relatively new product that just came out recently, so I want to go over the different tiers, levels, and rewards that you're getting with the different cards, and then which ones that I think bring the most value for the amount of CRO, how much money that you have to lock up for a 12-month period of time. So I'm going to launch the Crypto.com application. Currently, this is something only available to users in the United States. And it's also worth noting there's a handful of states that are ineligible for this rewards program. Those are going to be people that live in the state of New York, California, Maryland, New Jersey, South Carolina, as well as Wisconsin. But all others in the United States can get access to this. So it's a Visa signature credit card, and you might see it as a banner on your homepage. Otherwise, we can click on the card option here in the bottom right-hand corner. I've been using Crypto.com for a long time. Way back in the day, I made some videos talking about and going over the benefits of the different Visa debit cards that the Crypto.com app has available to it. But this really isn't my preference, having a prepaid card where you put a balance in there and then you pay using that balance. I like the credit card experience much better. I've been using a 2% back MasterCard credit card for the last number of years, but I'm actually going to be switching over to the Crypto.com credit card because the rewards for that are going to be a bit better than what I've been having with my traditional credit card experience. So I'm going to jump into the different tiers of cards and go over which ones I think bring the most value for the amount that you have to lock up. So what we're going to do is jump into the different tiers of cards, and we'll start at the bottom. As a quick spoiler here at the beginning, I feel like you're getting your best benefits for how much you're staking in the middle tier here between Ruby, Jade Indigo, and Icy Rose compared to the lowest tiered benefit and the highest tiered benefit for how much that you have to stake. But starting off with the lowest tier, the reason why I'm not a big fan of the midnight option is because there's just a lot of credit cards out there that you can get that already pay better than a 1.5% back in rewards. The card that I currently have is 2% back on all of my purchases. So this isn't all that enticing to me. And then also in terms of my banking, I have a savings account with a fintech bank, and I'm getting upwards of almost 4% back on that savings account. So idle cash that I have in Crypto.com, this is only getting me up to 1.5% back in rewards. I don't see that as all that great. Me personally, I don't want to send my stock portfolios over to the Crypto.com app, so this percentage transfer bonus isn't all that enticing for me at any of the levels because I really don't have a lot of interest in this, but this might be more valuable to other users. But as you would probably expect, if you don't have to put any skin in the game, don't have to stake any CRO, then the rewards that are available at that tier of credit card aren't going to be as good, and that's the case with what we're seeing here with that midnight card. Now, moving up, you get some nice additional benefits by staking just $500 worth of CRO, and that's a credit card and a banking experience that are much more on par with kind of what we see out there in the financial landscape in the United States, where getting a 2% reward on a credit card, all the purchases that you're doing, is what we see with a lot of different credit cards out there. The first 12 months, you're going to get 2.5%, and then after that, you're kind of getting in line with being more competitive in that credit card landscape in the United States at that 2%. And then the banking, also pretty competitive with the fintech bank that I have my money in a savings account. I'm getting 3.8% back. So this is up to 3.5% back. So kind of within the ballpark of those numbers. These are, of course, things that can change over time, especially with the interest paid in a banking cash balance amount. So keep that in mind. And then this is up to 1.25% back on transferring stocks over. And then we also get some additional crypto rewards, 0.075% crypto trading rebate, and an additional 0.25% annually on stablecoins. In terms of the services rebates, I don't feel they're all that great until you get up to the Icy Rose level, but at this level, you get 6 months rebate on Spotify purchases. So the next level that I'm going to go up to is Jade Indigo. So this is going from a $500 CRO stake at Ruby to $5,000 at the Jade Indigo. This is the level that I've staked my CRO for, and the reason I went to this level is because the credit card offering is better than what I currently have with my MasterCard. I'm getting 2% back. This is going to be 3.5% back in rewards for the first 12 months. After that, it is 3% back on my purchases. So I'm going to test drive this credit card out, use it, see how it goes, how those rewards are accumulating. But I'm going to be using this particular Crypto.com credit card as my daily driver going forward, as long as it's giving me these rewards that are better than my current credit card offering. Also, the banking is pretty nice here, up to 5% back cash rewards on idle cash cash balances. Transferring of stocks over to crypto.com up to 2.5% back bonus on that. Like I said, I'm not going to be transferring over my stock portfolios over to crypto.com, but for those that might be interested in that, this is quite a step up from the previous level. And then in terms of the crypto rewards that we have here, 0.1% crypto trading rebate, an additional 0.5% back annually on stable coins. And then the services, instead of just Spotify, you also get Netflix in this, but these rebates will only last for 6 months and then they will run out. And another reason why I wanted to go for this level is because we now start to get rewards on that locked up CRO. So that $5,000 in locked up CRO, I'm getting a 4% annualized interest on that for those locked up rewards, and this is going to be paid out weekly. So that's nice, getting a benefit on that locked up CRO. If you do the $500 in CRO at the Ruby level, you're not going to get access to those benefits being paid out weekly at some amount of annualized percent. This was the level of card that I decided to go for. Now, the next two levels bring some really nice benefits, but just your typical average person is probably going to have a much harder time reaching those levels of CRO to put down and lock up for 12 months. It's $5,000 at the Jade Indigo, which still can be a lot of money for those out there, but going up to the Icy Rose, it's from $5,000. Now we're going up to $50,000 US worth of CRO to get to this level, but those rewards are very nice. So it's 5% back in crypto for the first 12 months, and then it's 4% afterwards. This is really nice. Like I said, there's a lot of credit cards out there that are more so in that 2% range. Getting 4% back on your purchases is a really nice benefit of this credit card. The banking is up to 6% cash rewards back on idle cash balances. Like the Jade Indigo level, this one's also up to 2.5% transfer bonus on stocks, bringing them over to crypto.com. In terms of the crypto awards, it's 0.125% crypto trading rebate, and additional 0.75% annualized return on stable coins. And if we take a look at the services, these are where the services start getting a bit better in terms of those rebates. So it's unlimited Netflix and Spotify rebates. It's not just going to last 6 months. It's going to be beyond that. You will get a rebate amount back for purchasing these particular services. Another large benefit of reaching this level is we jump from 4% annualized return on the Jade Indigo. Now we are up to 8.5% annualized locked up rewards paid weekly. So that's a rather large step up in rewards for that locked up amount of CRO. The fact that the rebates on Netflix and Spotify are unlimited, and then jumping from 3% to 4% rewards back on credit card purchases, and the banking up to 6% compared to the Jade Indigo, which was 5% on banking. We can see there's a nice step up for those that reach the Icy Rose level. So again, in my opinion, the middle tier area is the way to go for these credit cards, with the amount of CRO that you have to lock up in terms of benefits for the amount of money in CRO that you have to lock in. And personally, I just feel like the Obsidian level isn't that much better than the Icy Rose, and you have to go from $50,000 all the way up to $500,000 in CRO locked up for 12 months. So we'll take a look at Obsidian. The credit card is 6.5% back in crypto for 12 months. After the first year, it's just 1% better than at the Icy Rose level. The banking is also 1% better. It's up to 7% cash rewards back on idle cash balances. The stock transfer amount goes up to a 3% transfer bonus. And if you're really interested in transferring your stocks over to crypto.com and you just have a ton of money, you don't mind putting towards CRO and having it locked up, then this could certainly be an incentive that would get you to that level with up to 3% transfer bonus back and up to $300,000 in cash bonuses. So that's something to look into. Like I said, I'm not interested in transferring my stocks over to crypto.com, so this doesn't matter as much to me, but it depends on the user if you are looking for that feature. In terms of the crypto rewards, 0.15% crypto trading rebate, an additional 1% annualized on stable coins. And then this one also has the unlimited Netflix and Spotify rebates, just like the Icy Rose had. And an additional thing that was disappointing for me on the Obsidian level is it only goes up to 9.5% back locked up rewards paid weekly, whereas for 90% less in terms of the amount of CRO that you have to lock up to get the Icy Rose, that one was 8.5%. So not too much of a difference there. It's only a 1% difference on the credit card after the first year. The banking is a 1% difference. The biggest difference is transferring stocks over, where this one you can get up to $300,000 in cash bonuses, where if we go over to the Icy Rose, we can see this is limited to $50,000. So if you have a ton of money in a big stock portfolio that you want to bring over to crypto.com, then the Obsidian level might be something to keep in mind. But I just feel like the Icy Rose is very competitive in terms of the rewards that you're getting overall at 1/10 the amount of CRO value that you have to lock up for a year. But that's going to bring us towards the end of this video, just giving my thoughts on the different levels of credit cards that Crypto.com currently has available. These percentages are probably going to change over the course of time, as well as the rewards and what might be given, so keep that in mind. But I hope you found something of value in this video. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and consider subscribing for more Crypto.com content in the future.